So good afternoon everyone. It's super windy here today, as you can see from the camera moving around. Even though I've got it bungee tied down, the tripod is not moving at all, and yet the camera is just shaking enough to get over its anti-shake. Anyway, so we've got EK412 and it's being serviced by A6-EVJ today. Nothing really special about that aircraft. 6 years old, not the youngest in the fleet by any stretch of the imagination, but it's in the EV series, so it hasn't got the new livery, so another sort of mark against it really, but it's going to be an interesting landing for it, I think. It's pretty much nor'easter. There's a fair amount of cross in that, so let's see if I can spin around and get hold of that. Where are you? Even around a little bit further. There's your windsock. So your windsock is driving across, and from the elementary levels, when it's straight out, that's more than 15 knots of cross. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the A380 handles that. Of course, it's an amazing aircraft, and I don't imagine that it's going to have any problems at all, but you never know. Yeah, today might be the day for a go-round. Anyway, so let's go back and see if we got any action. Oh, we got old school fire truck. If you didn't know, Christchurch is now home to the first fully electric fire truck. Actually, I tell a lie. The fire truck is a hybrid, mostly electric. It's a little bit like a scaled up i3. I happen to own an i3, and I can tell you that they're wonderful devices, great transport, very speedy. Apparently the new fire truck that they've got is almost twice as fast from 0 to 50 or 60 kilometers an hour as their fancy old ones. Yeah, it's very, very nice indeed. Because they've been able to sort of design it from the ground up, it's got a lot more the features that the guys and girls in the fire service actually want. So great places to store their gear, and incredibly roomy inside. If you happen to see the EV, I forget the guy's channel, but I may be able to link it. Yeah, he definitely found it incredibly roomy inside. It's almost like a lounge room. There's so much space in there. So it has a water cannon on the front, which can be completely operated from inside the cab, so there's no endangerment to the firefighters. On one side you've got all your gear for ratcheting and opening things and getting access to things, and on the other side are all your hoses, and there are various types of hoses. I don't pretend to be an expert in firefighting by any stretch of the imagination, but they've got a lot of lay-fat hoses in there, and of various types. And yeah, they've got the pumping on that side, of course, right down the back. And right down the back is also where there is the small turbo, I believe it's a turbo diesel, which runs at a constant speed, a little bit like the i3, to generate power. Now, I can't see it out. I've got sort of the older fire trucks out at the moment. Sunday's the usual day for going and doing a bit of practice around the place. Now I've probably missed the early morning. I did manage to get out for Singapore's return flight, and I was trying out a couple of different locations, but they're really not very good. This one is okay. It's not the greatest for the smaller aircraft, because we're more than halfway down the runway. It's great for landings because we're almost directly opposite the landing point. And when the aircraft come in, we'll be able to see the landing zone. It's not obstructed by the radar dome. Let me just quickly zoop you around to the radar dome, and let's have a quick squiz. Where are you? Here we are. So this is the radar right here. Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, interesting fact. The radar is so powerful that my mixer for the audio on this stream gets interference from this radar. So every time it comes around for a sweep, I get a spike, and I'm not going to subject people to that. So I have taken to speaking directly into the boom mic. The other great thing about the boom mic is it's got the fantastic windsock on it, and it's not going to pick up much wind noise at all. I mean, it is incredibly windy here at the moment. The grass is bent over. Let's give you a look at the grass. So if you can see the grass, it's just absolutely getting hammered. So that's what I mean by about 15 knots of cross. So it's going to make it very, very interesting when Emirates finally gets here and comes in for a final. Yeah, let's have a wee look and see what's going on over at the terminal. Oh yes, we've got a ATR, looks like on the way out. One thing I haven't put on the lens extender today, I thought I would just try a bit of an experiment without it. The lens extender takes this 32 times zoom up to around 70 times. It's fantastic for long range tracking shots, but you're a bit compromised when you come to sort of sweeping movements with the camera, and a lot of zooming in and out and that sort of thing. Really doesn't do the greatest job in that. But once you get it out to around about between 50 and 70 times, the results are probably worth it, I'm going to say. The reason I got it is I'm planning some streams from Japan, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get too close to the action. Christchurch, we're a little bit lucky in that we can get sort of right down to ground level and fairly close to the action. Some of the airports I'm thinking of, I'm not going to be able to get sort of that close. One of them in Okinawa, the Naha airport, shares its runways with military, so it's going to be quite interesting to stream from there. And I'm going to be doing it from an island. We're going to be staying on an island called Senegajima, which is just over a bit of a lagoon from the airport, from the northern end of the runway. And yeah, that should be quite interesting. Hopefully we've got a few more subscribers and a few more viewers by that stage. That's probably going to come, I'm going to say, around about mid-July. So hoping that that's going to work out. I'm also going back to Japan in September, and I hope to be able to do a stream from either Haneda, which is probably closer to my accommodation, or Narita, which of course is quite a train journey out, and I probably won't have a vehicle, so that's going to sort of compromise me a little bit. Yeah, Narita's great for variety of internationals, and they get a lot of heavies and a lot of 747 freighters. They of course get 380s, including the extremely attractive and some of the best liveries you'll ever see on the Flying Honu, which are the ones that look like turtles. They're of course operated by ANA, and they operate 3 of them, usually 2 a day across to Honolulu, and they also have occasional service down to Naha, but usually only for testing and that sort of thing. During COVID, or just after COVID, for proving flights, they did do some internal flights, basically flights to nowhere, sightseeing, that sort of thing, up to the Tohoku region of Japan, which is the one that experienced the violence of the earthquake, which occurred just a month or so after our one here in Christchurch in 2011. Anyway, as I said, a bit compromised as far as takeoffs are concerned for the lighter aircraft, but as you saw, landing zone right here, so that we should be able to get the touchdown of the A380. Provided, of course, it doesn't do a go-round, and we all, regret that they happen, but boy, it's exciting when it does. You can't wish them to be wasting aviation fuel, but it is sure exciting when an A380 has to do a go-around and all four of those massive engines spool back up and they push the power up and do their climb. Got another ATR, looks like, on the way out. Now, I haven't got flight radar up, so I have no idea what these aircraft are, or where they're going to. Of course, I can ID them by sight, but I can't tell you their origin or destination. I can tell you the origin, of course. I can't tell you the destination. I'm not willing to risk my second screen here, and normally I would put my flight radar stuff on that and be able to tell you what the destinations are. I haven't got round to the fancy scripting like Sky Squad TV have with their automatic arrivals and departures. It's really cool piece of programming that they've done, and of course the big guys like OPN and Kevin from Wellington Flights Live, and of course Sid Squad. They've done a fantastic job with their scripting as well. Of course, everyone wants to make sure that people are informed, but of course you probably all have access to flight radar and can follow them and pick them up yourselves, but it doesn't inform the commentary very much. And of course you want to have somebody, if they're going to speak, then they want to say something that you actually want to hear. This position, I believe Sean from Sky Squad TV comes here quite regularly. It's not the greatest position, if I'm honest. Bit compromised, as I said. This stand of trees over here, let's just zoom back out a bit. This stand of trees over here just completely obstructs your takeoff view. So you're just, unfortunately, if I had a chainsaw, problem solved. Sorry to the eco people amongst you, but those trees we can do without. Be happy to transplant them, maybe a couple of 100 meters back this way, where they're not obstructing the view at all, but where they are, not the greatest position in the world. Mind you, we could move if we got permission from some of these businesses over here. So over here you can see the flight school. That's the yellowish building you can see right in the distance there, beyond the digger. So there's the digger, and then there's a yellow building right in the distance. And that is in fact the Aero Club and Flight School. The flight school is actually in the building next door, but everybody uses the lounge and it's more or less a common room. Hello, we've got a landing. Terrific. one-handed operation. One hand on the mic and one hand on the tripod. There you go. It's reasonable practice for what's about to arrive. I probably should catch up and see whereabouts it is. Certainly getting a lot of traffic out. Let me just spin around and show you the number of vehicles that have sort of started arriving. And of course they all come for the star of the show, and they all line up down here on Pound Road. It's a little bit dangerous actually. Pound Road is 80 kilometres an hour, and there's a lot of stock trucks and all sorts of vehicles that fly up and down here, and they go up and down at 80 k's. And then you've got people sort of pulling up and trying to get out and all the rest of it. So yeah, a little bit of a dangerous concern. There's right down the end there, there's an intersection, and unfortunately a couple of streams ago I happened to be there just after an accident occurred, and the police were there and all the rest of it. It didn't look like there was too much drama as far as injuries. There were no ambulances and what have you, and yeah, I wasn't there too much after the incident, so yeah, it's a dangerous little road, Pound Road. What have we got? Yeah, at ATR ready to go out, and of course we won't be able to see much of it. I might take this opportunity to take a look at flight radar and see how far away we are. And oh, looks like actually somebody's turned up. Hello, Sky Squad TV. It's windy. Yeah, Pound Road, mate, and it's, as I said, windy as. About 15 knots of cross, so it's going to make it really, really, yeah. I thought about that, but you're really too compromised with the fence. I'm willing to sort of tough it out, I guess. So yeah. I've been trying to do a little bit of the old commentary, but yeah, just talking about this and that and whittering on about sort of fire trucks and all that sort of carry on. Just sort of getting into the flow of things, you know. You've got to practice these things, as you know. Don't do a lot of speaking to people in my day job, so yeah, I have to sort of get back into it a bit. How far away are we? Hasn't even crossed the coast yet. Oh no. 35 minutes according to flight radar, so lots and lots of time. Yeah, the old road. It's actually better here than I thought. Of course, when you're right down the end, where I have tried a couple of times, it's quite nice, but the trucks and things going past is just so noisy, just absolutely compromised to bits. I think, you know, I'm holding the boom mic at the moment just to do the old commentary. Of course, because we're right by this radar, it's given the old spikes in the, and I haven't managed to fix that yet. So yeah, I think might end up getting another mixer, maybe something like the one you've got yourself. Anyway, quite happy to do it like this for now. Just put an extension on the boom mic input, and yeah, then I can pick it up and do a bit of the old TV commentary. Yeah. Yeah, the thing with the wind, and I went down there. It's pretty much, yeah. I mean, I get your point about the road noise, but if I actually attach this mic to the camera, she's a boom mic, and as you know, she's only going to pick up the stuff directly in front. The fact that I'm holding it like this, of course, you pick up a little bit of road noise. Yeah. Oh well, we'll see how we go. Unfortunately, not a heck of a lot to see. It's really quiet at this period of the day, as you know. We usually see some action. Haven't invested in a chainsaw yet. Could probably do with a chainsaw, get rid of those trees. One thing, I was talking to some lads yesterday, and they were saying, talking about doing stuff from in the car park, and they said, you know, they'd been there, and people hadn't hassled them at all. So yeah, I think you know, might be worth giving it a go at some stage. I mean, you can only get told off, really. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't really want to do anything from there, because you know, I think it's fairly compromised. You can't see a lot of the action. You can, and it has. I would have to say, you know, it would be pretty inclement weather for me to go there myself. Certainly got quite a crowd out. And there's actually nothing really special about today's A380 flight. Standard livery and all the rest of it. And, yeah, internet. Yeah. Oh, have you? No streaming allowed. Only the odd spotter taking photos. Yeah. Well, you would think that streamers would actually add to the security rather than take away. You know, if you're there for a legitimate purpose, you know, surely that adds to the security of things. You can see people, you know, doing untoward things to cars and all that sort of carry on. You know, I mean, you may even have photographic evidence that you can supply to people. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I wonder about some of these firms on the side over here. There's a firm called Renwick Contracting or something like that, and they seem to have a bit of a base where that big mound of dirt is, down the end there, down the other end of there, almost, you know, pretty much across from the mound. Yeah, and you know, there might be health and safety issues, but by crikey, it wouldn't be a bad spot. This morning I went to check out the old site that we used to use on the other side there. And Fulton Hogan have generously built a bit of a mound. Unfortunately, they've parked it behind a locked gate. So yeah, there's a nice tall mound there that you can sort of pretty much see over all the buildings. The only problem is getting access. Oh yeah, well, you know, kids and fireworks and all that sort of carry on, but yeah. Oh, by the way, I checked out how much internet I'd used yesterday, and I was on about 14,000 for that. I wound it up. I've knocked it back to 10,000 today. Hopefully it's going to be a bit more stable, but you know, not too worried about that. But yeah, as far as internet usage, it was only about, I'm going to say 7.5 gigs, which I'm reasonably happy with. I went with Mighty Mobile. They say they've got an unlimited plan. I'm going to put that to the test. I know you with Rocket and have done a deal with them, so that's all well and good. But you know, trying to deal with like a 40 gig cap, and having tested that, it was only like an hour and maybe an hour and a half yesterday, and using the best part of 7.5, 8 gigs. You know, you're not going to get many streams in a month if they're going to cap it at about 40 gigs, which a lot of the big guys seems to. Yeah, unlimited hotspot, and of course, you know, my battle was actually getting the damn thing registered. I put it into my iPhone, and I never received a text. I imagined it was going to be all automatic, but no. Anyway, so jumped through a few hoops and made a few online investigations, and eventually got it to go. Yeah. 10 gigs for 4 hours. Yeah, well. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, can you hear the wee spikes coming through? I can hear it in the headset. Just the radar sweep coming around, even though this is just the microphone plugged directly into the camera. Yeah. Oh, here we go, sounds here. go, sounds here. Yeah, one bit of information I was going to, well, I sort of witted on about it, is Christchurch got the new fire truck, the fully electric one. Well, actually, I've made that mistake earlier. It's just like my i3. It's got a generator in it, and yeah, there's a guy done a bit of a video on it, and yeah, got access to the fire station over there, and he was shown a bit of a look at it, and yeah, of course he's an EV channel, so but yeah, might be worth contacting them and see if they'll give you a bit of a look. Very flash piece of equipment, especially roomy inside, and yeah, they've sort of more or less spec'd it up from the ground up. She looks really, really nice. Yeah, Mike, how you going? Yeah. So what was the issue with not streaming today, mate? It was bloody good yesterday, actually. You know, and even being able to see the aircraft sort of taking off in the evenings through the static. Be nicer if it was perhaps a bit more zoomed in, but you know, you're not going to really see much from that range. Middle of the night, it's really, really nice stream yesterday. As you say, a lot of A350s. Saw the Singapore this morning, and yeah, I was over the other side, and yeah, it's still hopeless over there, over by the fire station. You can see, can I show you, just swing around, can you see that mound of earth there? And that's Fulton Hogan have got some, have built that nice mound of earth. It's nice and high, and I'm sure you could see right over the top of the fire station. The only problem is it's behind some lock gates. Yeah, Mike, it's windy as. I reckon it, you know, we've got the windsock here, and she's straight out, and from my reading of it, that's more than 15 knots of cross. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this 380 makes of it. Yeah, Insomniacs. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was thinking, you know, it would have been quite cool to have the static stream and then have maybe pipe Warren's Was Radio Highland FM thing. the blue spanner rather than the golden yellow outline. Yeah. No. Yeah, go back to the Fireys, I think. Oh, true. True. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, so I got some bungees, and so the tripod's bungeed down to the cart, and the cart's got, of course, a bunch of weight to it, and yeah, so she's, yeah, it's safe, but as you can see, it's windy as. And if I put the mic on the top, yeah. If I put the mic on top of the camera, she ends up sort of acting as a bit of a sail, and yeah, you have to have your hand on it the whole time, you know. I'm pretty sure your mother told you not to do that. Anyway, so we got a bit of a lineup going on here. So aviation certainly attracts the people. A lot of free entertainment going on there. There's a few more sort of in the other direction. Nowhere near as many as those. But yeah. Crikey. I think I need an anemometer or something to measure the wind strength. Oh yeah. Trigger finger on the ambient light. Yeah, they had a bit of the old disco going on the other day, the old doof doof. And yeah, I was sort of thinking, oh gee, oh no, not going to worry about it, not at this stage. I just closed the door a little bit and sort of knocked most of it back. Shotgun was sort of pointed away from it anyway. Have you worked out what time you're coming back yet, Mike? Oh, the flash new fire truck. That's the new electric fire truck. Apparently they're going to build the six-wheeler version at some stage, but yeah, it's apparently very quick and they're very proud of it. First electric fire truck in the southern hemisphere. Well, he's gone down on station, so I wonder what's going on. I'll see if I can get this incoming. Just looks like an ATR. Yeah, let me grab it. fire truck's doing a runway inspection. Yeah, cool, mate. Well, that was a bit lucky. A takeoff we could actually witness. Cheers, sure. Yep. No appreciate you turning up and giving some feedback, and yeah, even at this very compromised position we've got. go around. Wishful thinking on my part, but there you go. And now the exodus of all the vehicles that have come to watch it. There's a bit of silliness going on there, but there you go. As I said, very dangerous. And we'll hang around until, oh, Mr. Fire Truck. The electric fire truck has made another appearance. That's super good. And we'll just wait for Emirates to make its appearance and get back on the bay, and that might be us for the day. Get home, get something to eat, try and get a bit of this windburn sort of mitigated a bit, and yeah, see how we go. There's your new fire truck. And the guys and girls are very proud of it. You can just see Emirates through the trees, so it's coming back. Just see it through there. As I said, there's nothing really unusual or super special about this A380 today, EVJ. Not the last, but it is one of the EV series, so it's in that last little batch that Airbus made, running all the way through to S, which was the final one, which we see here in Christchurch from time to time. And and I've got one or two sort of clips of it on the channel, so check them out. They vary in quality because we've been testing a lot of the gear and trying to see what works and what doesn't, and of course my unskilled hand on the tripod from time to time. Today I have an excuse, it's really windy, so and I'm holding the camera in one hand and I've got the microphone in the other hand. Because if I attach the microphone to the camera, it just acts like a giant spinnaker, and yeah, it wants to topple the tripod over, even though I've got it bungeed down to my cart. Yeah, it just compromises a bit. So here we go. Emirates back in Christchurch. Thanks very much for joining us. That's probably going to be us for the day. Yeah, nothing fancy or interesting. We got to see the fire truck. Probably make a week clip of that. Week clip of Emirates landing, and yeah, that'll be us. Thanks very much for your company. And we're going to go.